What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing something a little bit different than figure hunting or talking about figures. We're doing a tier list, and this specific tier list is WWE Champions. So yeah, let's get right into it. Before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe and comment below if you like this type of content or what you want to see next. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so to start out this list, we have the Cerebral Assassin, the Monday Night Messiah, or Seth frickin' Rollins, in other words. I love Seth. I'm a huge fan of Seth. For me personally, I think Seth is great. I wouldn't put him in GOAT status yet. I feel like he has a lot more to keep going, and he's going to keep pushing and maybe win more championships. Again, I love Seth. He's just, to me, he's not in that GOAT status yet. Alright, so the next one, we have the Great Khali. Man's going in trash. I do not like the Great Khali at all. He is a wrestler. Just for me personally, it's not somebody I'm like, when I think about champions, the Great Khali is not in that conversation for me. So for me, he's going in trash. Alright, the next person we have is Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart, one of the greatest heels in the industry, and then you had the Canadian Screwjob, that whole storyline, all of that. A lot of people love Bret. I personally am not a Bret fan, but I am gonna give where respect is respect due, and I'm gonna put Bret in great because Bret worked hard. He got what he deserved. He's part of the Hart Foundation. So just for me personally, I don't think he's a GOAT, but I do think he's great. The next one we have is The Game, Triple H, the man in charge right now. Triple H, you have D-Generation X, you have Hunter Hearst Helmsley before he turned Triple H. Triple H, in my eyes, I also think is a great. I don't think he's a GOAT in championship status. He was a great champion. Just for me personally, he's going great. Next we have RVD. RVD for me, he's a great champion, but for me, he's going to go in the good, but not great. Now, I hear you typing away, oh, RVD was, like, amazing. He did all these, like, RVD was a good guy. He was great. He's a great wrestler. Just, he's not in the great category or the GOATs for champions. Next, we have Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I think, is a great wrestler. He's comedic. He's worked in the industry for really long now. He is part of AEW now. He was Le Champion in AEW. I'm gonna put him in great also. Next, we have the Big Show. Big Show, you know, giant. Not much stopping him. But I'm gonna put him in not at full potential. He won the championship. I wouldn't say he's like a great or GOAT. I think at the time it was a good decision to make him the champ, but he's just not somebody that I would put higher on the list. Next, we have the man Ric Flair. Ric Flair obviously is one of the GOATs. He is, I think, I could be wrong, it's 15 or 16 championships. I know John Cena, I think, are just tied with him. So obviously a GOAT, been in the industry for ever, it feels like. So definitely a GOAT. He gets his respect to where respect is due. Next, we have AJ Styles. AJ Styles has been in the industry also for so long with his early TNA days. He did a bunch of the indies. He was in the Bullet Club, all that stuff. For me personally, I'm gonna put him in good. I know I hear y'all typing away again. I think he was a great champion when he was there, but just for this list specifically, I'm gonna put him in good with RVD. Next, we have Diesel. Diesel, part of the NWO. There's not much I can say about Diesel because the Diesel I know is NWO with Scott Hall, and NWO, that one that I'm more thinking about with Diesel is with him when Hulk Hogan was Hollywood Hulk Hogan and he was champion. So I'm gonna put Diesel in not at full potential with Big Show. Again, some of y'all might be typing away or be angry. This is my opinion. We all don't have to agree, but this is where I'm putting him. The next person, we have Alberto Del Rio. I'm gonna put him in good, not great, because Alberto, I will give respect. He was a good wrestler in WWE. I know he's kind of like fell off now. He's back in the indies around there. But yeah, I'm gonna put him there. I think that's where he fits. Next, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Another GOAT in my eyes. Stone Cold, hilarious on the mic. Amazing moments when you think of the Raw's War era. You think of Stone Cold and The Rock. Like that's the two names you think of when you say Raw's War. So I'm gonna put Stone Cold in the GOAT section. Next we have Baron Corbin. Do not like him. That's all I'm gonna say. He's going in trash. Some people might not agree with me. That's fine. He's going there because I'm just not a huge Baron Corbin guy when he's a champion. All right, next, another GOAT, Hulk Hogan. You cannot even argue against that. We just had 40 years of Hogan. I'm gonna just put him there. His little resume can explain for himself. I love Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I love 80s Hulk Hogan, but yeah, that's where I'm putting Hogan with the GOATs. Next we have Moxley. I have met Moxley in person. Great guy, phenomenal. Champion Moxley. Some of y'all might get angry at this. I'm putting him good, not great. I think he's a good champion. He's good with the belt. But just ever since AEW and stuff like that, every match he's bleeding. Every match, it's like a death match. And that's not how, in my eyes, wrestling should be. So we're going to put him there. Next, we have CM Punk. Now, a lot of you are going to get angry about this, but he's going in great. I don't think he's a GOAT yet. I don't agree with a lot of things CM Punk has done. I know he's also one of the people in the industry. It's like when you think of wrestling, you think of CM Punk. But for me personally, I don't think he's a GOAT. I think he goes in the great, but not the GOAT section. Next we have Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, I'm going to put in good, but not great. Rey Mysterio is a good champion. He's a good wrestler. He's been in the industry for forever, and WCW and all that stuff. But for me personally, he's just going in the good section. Next, we have The Rock. I can hear you typing away already. He's going in the GOAT section for me. For me, growing up on wrestling, growing up in the time I did, which is right after the Ruthless Aggression era, I think The Rock is a GOAT for what he's done, his comedic aspect in the Raw is Wartime, and all that stuff. I love The Rock show when it was on TV. I love The Rock myself. I'm a huge Rock fan. I know there's a lot of controversy and stuff going on right now with him, with the Cody stuff, but I think he's a GOAT in my eyes. Next thing we have is Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, for me personally, is going in the good champion. Okay, I can also hear you typing away. For me personally, he's just not a great or GOAT. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I'm not a huge Daniel Bryan fan. I probably will never be a huge Daniel Bryan fan. And yeah, the next one we have is the Radar Superstar Edge. I'm gonna put Edge. This is a very hard decision to do, and I'm going to put Edge in the GOAT status. Now, I hear you screaming at me. How can you put Triple H and Seth Rollins and all of them in great and put Edge on GOAT? Edge is one of the best champions I think I've seen from growing up in wrestling. I hear you typing away. I hear it right now. I hear it. But for me personally, I think Edge goes in the GOAT section for what he's done with back when he was in the tag team with him and Christian, and then when he went on solo route and he was champion. I think he's one of the GOATs of wrestling. He's now in AEW. He's teaching the Young Bucks. He's like giving younger talent an opportunity to show out and show themselves in a new light. So yeah, that's where I'm putting him. You can be mad at me, you can yell at me, but that's where I'm putting him. Next, I don't even have to explain myself. John Cena. If you hate John Cena, that's your opinion, and I'm not going to be, John Cena's not for everybody. I know there's multiple people that are like, I hate John Cena. Sorry, that's where I'm putting him. So I see on the list we have 2 Kanes. We have a newer Kane, kind of like 2010s Kane, and then we have what believes like Raw's War type Kane with the mask and things like that. So I'm gonna do the Kane from the Raw's War era, and I'm gonna put him in the good section. Kane's a great wrestler. He's a great guy. For me personally, he's not somebody that I like look at champions status when the conversation comes up with champions, like wrestling champions. So I'm gonna put him there. I hear you're ready. If you're a huge Kane fan, sorry, that's where I'm putting him, and that's that. Next we have Brock. We're actually gonna skip Brock in this with everything going on. I don't want to talk about that, so we're just gonna move right on past that. The next thing is Kurt Angle. I'm also going to put Kurt Angle in a great section, okay? Now, I know you're like yelling at me right now, and like literally you're probably turning off this video and saying this kid's like the dumbest kid I've ever heard. But Kurt Angle, phenomenal wrestler, phenomenal guy. But I see him in the column with Jericho and Triple H. They're great. They're great wrestlers. They're great champions, but I just don't think he's in the GOAT status. And you can be mad at me for that. Yeah, that's your opinion, but that's how it's going to go. All right. Next guy we got is Randy Orton. Randy Orton, phenomenal wrestler. Phenomenal. He's been in the industry. He was the youngest champion. He's in Legacy. I'm also putting him in the great section, okay? So, when I kind of think of GOATs, I kind of also think of people that have retired. Randy has not yet retired. We don't know what Randy's going to go with. And I know you're saying that, well, you know, John Cena and Edge are not retired. You have them in the GOAT section. Deal with it. What you gonna do? So yeah, Randy's going great. He might have more potential to win some more championships, but that's where he's gonna be at right now. Next we have Batista. Batista is also going to go to the great section. I don't think Batista's GOAT status in my eyes. I know you're all like hating me right now, but oh well. That's where he's going. And Batista's a great wrestler, great guy. He's an actor now, like Dwayne and John Cena. He's great at Drax. Yeah, that's where he's going. Next, we have, you know, the hot rod, Roddy Piper. Piper is going great. Not a huge Piper fan, but that's where he's going. And I hear you yelling at me again, but yeah, that's my reasoning. Is great champion, great person, rest in peace. But that's where I'm putting him for this list. Undertaker's going GOAT. Undertaker is literally one of the GOATs of wrestling, and there's really no explanation of why he's the GOAT. He just is. He had the streak. I mean, Brock did beat the streak, but he had the streak. When you think of wrestling, Taker is not one of the top 5 people think about when someone hears, hey, WWE, it's either John Cena, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, or Undertaker. Okay, like that's what you think about when you think of Undertaker. Next for your Mick Foley, also going great. I know he's like a GOAT in like Extreme Rule matches and things like that, and death matches and things like that. But for me personally, he's going great. He's a great champion. But yeah, that's the list, guys. Right there is my WWE Championship list. And I know we all aren't going to agree. I know some of you are like, this kid is dumb or whatever. This is my personal opinion. I know maybe there's some room for adjustment between these, but this is where I'm putting them. This is my choice. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you don't hate me too much. I love wrestling. I love learning more. I love just kind of ranking people, and these can all change and things like that later on, but right now this is where they're going to stay. So if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment on what you want to see more of, and hope to see you on the next one. And guys, thank you again for just watching.